We'll see how it's going to go. My name is Anna Dieter. Hi, I haven't done the live stream for a couple of weeks. And today I have decided to communicate with those who are truly interested to learn and get rid of stuttering, to learn the truth about stuttering. What is it? And what is it that they do that makes them stutter? This is the topic for today's communication. So let me quickly go to YouTube and check if it goes well. Okay, someone is calling me. Messenger video. Okay, okay. So let me quickly go there and check if it's working. Okay, live. Yeah, looks like it's going on. Let me quickly, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, not the best audio, not the best video, I mean, but that's okay, it's working. Okay, let's go back. So once again, today, good morning, Miss Anna. Oh yeah, of course. Our fun Ali. Hi, Ali. Good to see you here. So today I will be answering specific questions about what makes people stutter. Exactly. What is it that they do when they speak, and why I insist that they destroy words because of the actions they push to perform. So, and in order to explain this, I have created a couple of videos, and I want it to be very, very visual. When I tell to people that they do something that makes them stutter, they really get surprised. Like, what is it that I do? It looks like I do everything possible and impossible to speak well, but I still stumble. Why? Here is what I would say 99.9% of people who stutter do. So they destroy words by their abnormal, very unnatural actions. Their speech behavior is simply incorrect. But let's look at what is it that they do. Let's say you are saying the word and you are stumbling in the beginning of the word. Let's take any word. Like, Ali, if you give me the word, I can go with your word, or I will just come up with the word on my own. Let's take the word stream, right? Stream. This is the word where people may make mistakes. They may destroy the word stream. Let's make it even loud. I mean, not louder, longer. Let's take the word streaming, streaming. And whenever people are attempting to say the word, I mean those who stutter, they attempt to say this word according to the rules for writing. And when we write, what is it that we do? Streaming, right? What's the first letter? Letter S. What's the second letter? Letter T. What's the next letter? Letter R, right? And this is exactly what people do. They try to say separately single sounds. They try to say s, then they try to say t, then s, and only after that, it's going to be already movement number 4. They will attempt to say a. streaming, because this is what they learned in school, that the syllable in the word streaming will be stree, right? STRE. So this is the first syllable. And they attempt to say the word according to the rules for writing, according to whatever is the first syllable. They attempt to say it in certain movements of their usta. So because of that, they cannot speak well, because our usta doesn't work according to these rules made for not speaking, but for writing, for our hand. So in order for you to understand how all normal people speak with ease, with confidence, with no difficulties, very comfortably, I have put together, I have actually copied the MRI video of the way we speak. So if we look inside of our speech apparatus, we will see what's actually going on with our usta. As I have explained many times in previous live streams and to my students, that our usta is just the lower jaw, right? Lower jaw. And all the meat connected to this jaw. When the muscles here relax and the jaw drops down, everything that is connected to it, the lower lip and the tongue, also drops down. Like in the word stream, strict. The first movement is going to be strict. The second, streaming, right? It's going to be stream, me, na. 3 drops of the usta. Okay? So here it is, how it works. I'm going to bring on stage the simple. Okay, I'll start with this.
Sondern eine Aufnahme mit der Magnetresonanztomographie oder kurz MRT, die auch als Kernspintomographie bekannt ist. Das in Göttingen neu entwickelte Verfahren der Echtzeit-MRT kann beliebige Bewegungsvorgänge im Körperinneren mit einer sehr hohen zeitlichen Auflösung aufnehmen.
Okay, here we go. That was the one that we're going to use after that. So we speak according to the vowel sounds, vowels. In order for people to understand what does it mean, we actually created the special terms. It's called ringtones. We speak according to the ringtones. But what are ringtones? I want to show to you ringtones that work according to Mother Nature's rules and laws for usta, for the speech apparatus. And here it is what I want to show to you. Our usta drops on each and every vowel. So it goes like this. E, a, o. Each time the vowel is produced, it means our usta drops. And there is no place for kind of pushing it. There is no place for tension, for difficulty, because it's a free flow of our usta. This is how ringtone melodies are being produced naturally, automatically. So let's look what's going on inside of your mouth when you do this. Look, I'm going to demonstrate pure ringtones, pure, where we have only vowel sounds. There are only 5 of them in all languages in the world. Check this out. Why you guys, I need this. a, o, u. Let's do it one more time. Look at it. I, e, a, o, u. I'm going to do it one more time. Pay attention to the usta, the whole part of the body, the movable part of the speech instrument, speech apparatus, we call it usta. Only this part of your head, what is it doing? When it drops, everything drops down. Look at it. I, e, a, o, u. You see that? Yeah, the tongue is doing the dance to resonate with the melody of the vowel sound, but it happens automatically. Watch it again. I, e, a, o, u. Do you see that? Our usta keeps dropping down, and this is the biggest discovery that has been done by my mentor, Mr. Roman Snishko. He did it in 1998. And since that time, thousands, tens of thousands of people stopped stuttering. But now let's go and look at how our usta works when we speak and when we don't say only ringtones with pure vowels, but when there are a little bit of consonants before the vowel. Check out how the ringtones work when we speak. Just look at it. It's so clear. You can see how your usta works. Okay, hopefully add to stage.
Vincerò, vincerò.
This is how we sing.
Sondern eine Aufnahme mit der
Now we speak.
Magnetresonanztomographie
Watch how
oder
usta
kurz
drops down.
MRT, die auch als Kernspintomographie bekannt ist. Das in Göttingen neu entwickelte Verfahren der Echtzeit-MRT kann beliebige Bewegungsvorgänge im Körperinneren mit einer sehr hohen zeitlichen Auflösung aufnehmen.
All'alba vincerò, vincerò.
And now let's go back
vincerò.
here at to stage. E, a, o, u. You gotta understand this is the bottom line. When you were young and started learning to speak according to letters, that's when confusion in your head started. Instead of letting you start drop on each and every vowel, not the letter vowel, but the sound vowel. Sound vowel. The moment you started doing it, you started experiencing difficulty speaking. Speech happens in our body automatically, but we speak in vowel sounds only. Consonants are kind of like they're there, they're noises, yes, but we speak in vowels because it's the time when, let me show it to you. Look at this. It's the time when our usta are hanging down according to the law of gravity. Everything goes down, and there is no place to stumble, no place for difficulty right here, no place. It goes in a very simple way because this is the law of gravity. This is how it works. And if you do not see it, if you don't understand it, you need to come and join my class so I could explain it to you. Speech goes by the laws of gravity and resonance. The law of resonance, we hear the music E, let's say, E. See, we heard the E, and the usta drops a little bit, e, and the tongue goes down. Back, e, but it's all about our jar dropping, and the tongue automatically moves back with our usta. Then the next one, see, it drops even lower, and it doesn't matter whether there is a consonant in between, before it doesn't matter. We speak in very, very simple ringtones. Okay, I was gonna do it and I stopped. Okay, let's do it one more time. E. You see how your usta dropped, not a lot, but a little bit down, and the tongue automatically moved, right? Okay, next. You see the usta drops. Automatically, the tongue drops down as well. Everything, this part of the body drops down with ease, with pleasure, with confidence, whatever you call it. It works automatically. Now, if we have another ringtone, not pure ringtone with a vowel, but if you have a little consonant, the noise that goes before the vowel, then it becomes the beginning of the ringtone. Let's say P, pe, pa, po, poo. Exactly the same is happening. P, pe, pa, po, poo. Let me go for Instagram people. Here are Instagram people. Unfortunately, you guys didn't see what I showed to you. I'm gonna show it. Someone was calling me on my phone. Okay, so take a look. I'm gonna do the big screen. And I want you to look now, Instagram people. Look at this. How our usta moves. Pay attention to the movable part of the mouth. Watch how it drops. E, o, u. Did you see it? Okay. One more time. E, o, u. And the last time. E, o, u. Hopefully people on Instagram saw it. Okay, I'm gonna put it back here. See, I'm trying to put it in the way that the microphone is not blocked. I don't know how I can do it. Okay, hopefully you can see it now. Okay. So if there are any questions, I am ready to answer. But let me go back here. So what does it mean people speak by ringtones, in ringtones? Every time we have a word, as I already mentioned, for example, the word streaming, the first ringtone will be stree, not s, not t, not r. No, the whole drop of the usta will be stree. It's like this. You see this? E. See? Stree, stree. The tongue is going to be like this. Stree, stree. Doesn't matter what consonants are. Stree. Okay. So the first, second, how do I do it? Okay. No, not this way. Oh, ah, how do I make it myself? And okay. So if we say stree, the usta will drop automatically. Do you understand that? I don't know if Ifran Ali is still there because he was asking me these questions. The bottom line, when you begin speaking according to the written rules, you destroy oral words. So if you attempt to say the word streaming, attempting to say s and t and r separately, you would try to use this part of your body for each and every letter, and people do not speak this way. You will for sure experience difficulties. So the bottom line, if people do not speak according to the ringtones, they will always experience difficulties because they will destroy the words. Okay, I don't see any questions, so I will continue. If you are curious, go to MRI images on YouTube. Go there and see it. Okay, I'm gonna finish live in. I'll finish my live stream in Instagram because it's not comfortable at all. Okay, share. I'll share and I'll think about it later. Okay. So I am here to answer any questions if you have any questions now. If not, I will continue. This is what I see. Good morning, Miss Anna, and nothing else. Okay. That's very good. Good morning. And let me explain another way how people who stutter destroy words. So let's imagine that they know how to say the word according to ringtones. Let's think this way, right? But a lot of them tell me, I know what word I want to say, but when I say it, I cannot say it, right? So, number one, you may not know it. You may not know how to say it with your usta. You know how to write it by attempting to write letters or type letters, but you have no idea how to say it with your usta. There is no muscle memory here of saying the word. But even if you do have learned have built the usta memory, there is another tool naturally given by Mother Nature, natural tool that you may not use correctly, and by not using it correctly, you destroy words. What is the tool? It's the one I have mentioned many, many times. It's called the tool. The tool is called meaningful pause. The meaningful pause is a must to have before and after each and every word, oral word. And what's amazing is when people read, they see those pauses, right? When you look at the page of any book, any text, you see little spaces between words, right? But when people who stutter attempt to read, for some reason, they skip those pauses. Those pauses, they do not even notice them. They just blend word with another word. Each word is blended. And this is the reason, even when they read, they stumble. because they do not observe what they see with their own eyes. Meaningful pause, the little space between each and every word, is a must. Okay? It's a very important tool for speaking. However, if you speak, if you don't read, the rule is still the same. You need a tiny little space between each and every word. This is the natural norm for our body, mind, computer to work well. If you know how to operate your body, mind, computer, if you know that there is a meaningful pause that you must observe, you must use, then your speech will be perfect and you will never be destroying oral words. Because whenever we skip this pause, we stumble on the beginning of the word. It's natural because we cut the time for the brain to recall what is the word you want to say. What's the melody of that word? You may recall only half of it, and this is exactly what your usta will resonate. Okay? So you must give yourself this time before and after each and every word, because this is how our brain works. Okay, there is Okay, Ali wrote, in Telegram you mentioned different forms of words. When I get blocked at saying a word, my name, for example, which word should I select, mental or spoken word of my name? Both. But when you say mental, what do you mean mental word? Actually, before we speak, see, you don't even understand. What does it mean, mental word? Mental word is an image. It's the speech subject, Ali, because you are with me. Yeah, mental or spoken word. Mental word is an image. And what image would you see if someone says your name, Ali? Someone says Ali or Ifran. Still don't know how to say correctly your word, your name, right? So if someone, let me give you my example because I know for sure my name. If someone says Anna, what is it that I will visualize right away? The image of what kind of image will pop up in my mind? I will see myself. I will see myself in the mirror, image of myself. This is what I see, and this is what I call mental image. The visual image or a picture of myself, because I know this is the person who is called Anna, right? And right away after I see the image, I hear, it's the audio word, audio, the melody of this, the name of this image that pops up in my imagination, in my mind. And then spoken word pops up right away automatically, because our usta will resonate the melody that I recalled. Do you understand now? Mental word is an image. It's a visual image of the subject that I want to name with my usta. So I see the image. Again, I'm going to explain more. Let's say here I have a book sitting on my desk. The book, right? The book. If I look at you and you ask me, what's in front of you? I will put my eyes down and I will look, what are you asking about? And then I'll see this image. It's gonna be visual image, of course. I'll see it with my eyes, but it will pop up in my head, in my imagination, visual image. And even if I don't see it right now, I see it in my memory. You may ask, what did you have in your hand? Or you may ask, what do you have behind your back, right? Hiding behind your back. I don't look at it with my eyes, but I'm holding it. I know, I remember what I'm holding, the book. So this image of this thing is now mental image. I kind of hold it behind my back and I remember what I'm holding, the image. And right away, there is a memory of auditory memory, how it sounds, the book. And then immediately, the muscle memory, as you say, spoken word. You got to understand that what I mentioned in Telegram, the moment we want to say the word, we need to have everything but the written image of the word. Because this is not what we do. We label with our usta. Of course, when we read, yeah, if you are reading, of course, you need to see the written word. But again, even when we are reading, our usta should be familiar with the written form, kind of symbols, written symbols of the ringtones. As in the word streaming, as I mentioned, I didn't bring anything to write with. I could have written it, streaming, S-T-R-E-A, right? Stree, 4 letters. S-T-R-E-A. Yeah, 5 letters in the word streaming, right? Stree, 5 letters. And when we speak, there is only one ringtone, stree. And if you don't have this kind of memory in your usta, 100% you will stumble. It has to be here. It has to be in your memory. So the only form of the word you don't need at this moment when you want to say the word is the memory of your hand, of typing fingers. This is something you don't need at this moment. And guess what? All people who stutter do. If they want to say the word, they recall the image of the word written word. So did I answer your question, Ali? Once again, if you want to recall, if you want to say your name, you need to hear it. I mean, you need to see yourself. You need to remember the name of that yourself. And you need to let your usta drop ringtone after ringtone automatically. Because if you have learned it, let's say the word Ali, 2 ringtones, Ali. Okay. And unfortunately, too many stutterers would do ah. Why? Why are you doing and not continuing to doing the next one? Why? Because this is how much they recall. You already did say Go to the next one. The next drop would be Ali. But instead, they stop at and keep pushing it. But look at it. My usta are down. Okay, there is no tension, of course. And it's easy. I will do it for the rest of the day if I do not recall the next one. Simply because your usta doesn't have the muscle memory of 2 sequential drops of the usta Ali. Do you understand me? Okay, hopefully I explained it and you got it. Are there more questions? Because if not, I'm not going to be sitting here for too long. I'm going to take one tool at a time, every time. So this part of the body, ringtone part of the body. So it's called usta that works according to the ringtone techniques of Mother Nature. If you don't know what it means and how to speak according not to syllables, letters, single sounds, but ringtones, you will never ever be able to speak without difficulties. You will be blocked for the rest of your life. Okay? So I see people are watching me, but I do not see more questions. So let me demonstrate one more time for you how this works. Okay, let me hide this. Okay, so let me go here. Look how our usta works. One more time. For each and every vowel, which is at the end, vowel ends the ringtone. It's the end of every ringtone. I will talk about it again. Look, E. Did you see it? E. The usta just dropped. Look, this is usta. Watch this part of the body, starting with lower lip, the movable part of the body. What is this? E. Did you see it? How it dropped? Next. E. Do you see how it dropped even lower? Ah. About the same level of dropping. O. Okay, again down. Ooh. See, not as lower, but still the usta drops down. Okay? Ooh, ooh. So what's happening when you, instead of letting usta drop, you attempt to do the consonant sound? It goes like this. Let me show it to you. Instead of doing P, for example, if you want to do P or STRI or CRI or whatever, speak according to the ringtone. You begin speaking, attempt to speak according to consonant letters. Instead of P, for example, you go like P. You attempt to push out the consonant, which always closes our musical instrument. Consonants always close, or or they close. This is the role of consonants. They are just noises. In order for our speech to drop automatically, we need to go with the vowels. P, ki, ka, ko, ro, stra, bra, sla. At the end of the first movement of usta in each word is always the vowel. Once again, it could be a pure vowel. For example, in my name, Anna, the first ringtone is A. It drops automatically. A. Do you see this? A. The next movement, na. And when I say the word Anna, it goes like Anna. Of course, when I am speaking, I'm not thinking about it. My usta knows it, Anna. Anna. I automatically, my usta drops twice. Okay? So the word Ali, 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 Ali. However, if the name is Irfan, I don't know how to say it. I'll just use your first or last name, Irfan. And if you attempt to do you're gonna, for sure, you will stumble, or you will do if. No. If I were to say your name without knowing how it sounds, just looking at the letters, I would do I-Fa-Na. I is the first ringtone. It's a pure ringtone. I, E, A, O, U. There are 5 basic ringtone vowels in the whole world, in all languages. And if you do not speak according to ringtone, natural norms, you will 100% experience difficulties. Okay? So why a lot of people are confused because of the rules for written language. A lot of people get confused. And that's what happens when children are young. They go to school, they begin learning to read, to write. And unfortunately, all over the world, the speech therapists, doctors, psychologists, whatever you call systemic specialists, they all use the techniques of teaching to speak according to written words. And that's the biggest problem. Okay, so let me give you a couple of more examples. Let's say the word is okay. The word is I'm trying to come up with something simple. Anna. Lavana. Okay. For example, you want to say, I love Anna. I love Anna, right? Let's take the word I separately and just use the 2 words, love Anna, and never have a little space between love and Anna. So you need to understand when you say love Anna, not too many people will understand what is it that you actually mean. Because there are no separation between the word love and Anna. And when you say love Anna, the movements of your star becomes different. If you're gonna go love, then silence, meaningful pause, and then the word Anna, it's gonna be one set of ringtones. If you're gonna do love Anna without little pause, it's gonna be completely different. I'm gonna demonstrate. The word love, la, va. There are 2 ringtones, la, va. Yes, va doesn't have the loud vowel, but the movement, the drop of the star is still there. So there are 2 ringtones, la, va. Okay? So totally different. If you were asked how many syllables are in the word love, you would say 1, right? Love, 1 syllable. But if you speak, it's already 2 ringtone movements, ringtone drops of those star. La, va. Okay, love. The movement is still there. Now the next word, a, na. A, na, 2, right? Love, Anna. Everyone will understand you. Now let's say you say Lavana. Lavana. What is this person saying? Lavana, lavana. What is this? What does it mean? It becomes one word and it completely changes the meaning. And the set of the movements will be different. Watch, lavana, if it's one word, lavana, lavana. 3 ringtones. Now compare again, love, Anna. La, va, na. How many? 4 ringtone movements. Okay, it's different. This is why if you want to speak normally like everyone else on the planet, you need to understand that there is nothing wrong with you. You are just like everyone else. You are just not using correctly the natural tools for speech. Natural speech tools. Okay. Show. Okay, let me see what's Asasla. Asasla. I don't know how your name sounds, but I love Anna. That's what he wrote. I love Anna. Thank you very much. By the way, there are 3 separate words. And when we write them, you can see the spaces between words. Can you? I hope you do. But when people who stutter begin reading, they just run. They blend all the words together and it becomes just totally a mess. Alavana, Alavana. If you do Alavana, it's going to be Lavana. 5 ringtones. Alavana. It's a mess. Okay? But why talk like this? It's too difficult. See the spaces between words. They have come up with the written language using the example of the oral language of our speech. We always speak meaningful pause word, silence, pause, silence, pause. This is how each and every person speaks. Yes, pauses could be for a split of a second or could be up to 3 seconds. Yes. And for people who are great speakers, have a great experience speaking, like I consider myself a good speaker, of course, the time for my silence is much shorter because I definitely know what is it that I want to say, and I don't want to have any difficulties in my speech. Almost, I made a mistake because for a split of a second, I actually recalled not English word speech. The word in Russian came to my mind, and I almost said, which is речь in Russian. Okay? So this is another speech tool that we may talk about next time. So let me see what Ali wrote to me. I'm confused on what should I recall. Attention, when I get blocked. Yeah, you're confused. That's your problem because stuttering is confusion. This is why we call it a mental block. In order to understand everything, you need to take the class. Ali, I keep telling you this. You need to take the class. So we are going to remove your blocks. Your confusion is your block. You need to remove your blocks. You need to understand what is it. See, you don't even ask questions. I mean, the way you're asking questions, I see that you don't understand what you should recall. You should recall what is it that you want to say about. The next speech subject, that's what you should recall. And the rest goes automatically. If I recall this, what is it that the melody will pop up in my auditory memory? If I recall this subject, I visualize, my memory, auditory memory will immediately pop up. The phone, right? Or phone. And this part of the body will immediately resonate, the phone. Immediately. Memory here, it all resonates with the subject that I just visualized or saw with my real eyes. I can see speech subjects with my real eyes, and I think I mentioned it already not once. When I'm looking for something, where is my phone? Where is my phone? Oh, there is my phone. Okay, I found it. Yes, I used my eyes. Or for example, someone asked me, tell me what's in front of you. I go like, yeah, I see the window, I see the desk lamp, I see the floor lamp, I see the closet. Okay, yes, I'm using my eyes. And the moment I look at the subject in front of me, my memory serves me first auditory memory, closet, and then my usta immediately resonate the visual memory of the subject, okay, with the sound memory, right? The name of it, the auditory name of it, and my usta immediately resonates. You need to do it practically with me. If you don't, then you will be continuing sitting here with all other people. You know what? In such a long time since, Ali, you keep coming back to my live streams, I am suspecting you could have collected already some funds, at least for one day class, which is I call introductory class. I don't like teaching one day classes because usually I see people go like, I didn't get it. And they simply don't even believe in what they heard from me because there is no practical experience in 3 days. I need 3 days. 3 days is what it takes to build the muscle memory and to build the new neuron connections. It's called neurogenesis. We need 3 days to grow the new neurons in neuron connection in our brain and basically get used to being normal, get used to acting according to the new information we just learned. It requires 3 days. Okay? But if you do not stay with me for 3 days, you take only 1 day, all you learn is what does it mean to speak in ringtones. And I teach my students how to learn ringtone words, not the words according to the rules for hand and typing fingers, but the rules of Mother Nature according to the way this part of the body works. I hope you understand. Okay, hide. Okay, Ali wrote something else. Let me see what you wrote. I don't have funds for one day class too. That is why I keep trying to figure out from your books and videos. Videos and books are great, but they are for just explaining to you. So the bottom line, you are still at the level of being a student. You're still learning. You're feeding your brain. You're feeding your consciousness. It's time to begin applying information, correct information, on your body practically. And for that, you need at least 1 day. If you understood everything else, you need to take 1 day. And 1 day is only $2,000. I am sorry, it's not such a big amount, at least in the United States of America and other countries where money is still available to people when they work. So my recommendation, Ali, get a job. You know my recommendation. Get a job and earn money. Also, I want to make an announcement. I am about to begin the discount, the winter holiday discount, which I always begin around the end of October, beginning of November. And I am now thinking about 20% discount, which is huge. However, this discount is available only for people who are ready to take the full 3-day unblocking course. Because, yeah, I understand $6,000 is a huge amount. For anyone, for me, it's a huge amount. Today, money is just like nothing, even in the United States of America. $6,000 is something you can spend over the weekend here. Sometimes people do it, okay? It's nothing. However, I live in the United States of America, and I can't. I can't afford to allow my students to come in for a small amount. However, again, we can go 20% discount, do your math, 20% discount on $6,000 is $5,000. It's a huge discount. And if you are ready, you can always come in until, like, I don't know when we're going to start. I think it's going to start the 1st of November. Yeah, that's after Thanksgiving. We're going to start it in November, December, and January. In December, there will be a few days blocked because I am going on vacation, family vacation. Okay, I won't be available, but it's going to be like a week or so, not more. The rest of the time, I will be available. Okay, so November, December, January, maybe half of February, maybe, I am not sure, depending on how many students we are going to have. And the last information I will give you for the ones who do not know me, my sorry, Ali. See what happens when you distract your attention? I was focused on Ali's last message again, checking if I have responded. Okay, Ali, if you don't have any more questions, then that's it. So to figure out from my books and videos, it's very difficult because I don't know you. You probably need something that I can see and figure it out during the class. What is it that you are still not doing correctly? I don't know. Anyway, if you are not ready to invest in your own freedom from stuttering, which is I am sorry, stuttering is a nightmare. It's a nightmare. I finally put it in a very short way what stuttering is. Stuttering is a faulty mind program which blocks the body. Blocks the body. Stuttering is a faulty program, mental program, the program of your mind that blocks your body. You are perfect the way you are. You can speak easily, comfortably, beautifully right now. Yes, you can, but you are confused. You don't know how to do it. That's exactly what Ali just wrote. I'm confused. That's a very, very good description. Confusion is not the way to go. You know that. Okay, someone else wrote to me. Let me show it to the stage. I started always on my own name. Yep. Because guess what? Is the very first word they teach you to write. Write with your hand. A child is still so little, so young. A child can barely speak. And what is it that they do? I'm looking for a pencil because that's what's happening, right? So this is what they do. A little kid, 3 years old, 4 years old, they already give him a pencil and they tell them, write letters. Okay, letters. I'm going to use my name. Letter A, letter N, again, letter N, letter A, write it. And the kid is looking at the way mommy or daddy wrote this name on a piece of paper, and he copies these words. Word in letters. A, it's not A when we speak. N, it's not N when we speak. Another N, it's not N when we say. Do you understand that? And another letter A. And then what happens? Your mommy and daddy and teachers, they tell you, this is the word Anna. No, it's not. Anna. And the way you write the word, they're completely different. Completely. The way we write, yes, we write letter by letter. Letter A, we make the movements of letter A. Of course, I'm not a child. I'm holding the pencil this way. Letter A, right? So it's one movement of your hand. And whenever you sit down and someone tells you, write your name, will you ever think how to write your name? No. You will write it because you know what movements to make with your hand. It's in the muscle memory of your name, of your hand, or in the muscle memory of your finger. And what pops up? Let's say you want to type the name Anna. What pops up, by the way, Ali, that was your question. If I want to type the word, of course, the word pops up, the melody, Anna, right? But what is it that I'm going to visualize? I'm going to visualize letters, and I'm going to type letters. I don't know if I explain in the way you can understand. But back to Pawan's message. You always start on your own name because that was the very first written word that they taught you, and you believed that this is how you are supposed to speak in letters, according to the letters. And you still haven't learned to say your name in ringtones. I am not sure if I'm saying correctly your name, Pawan. If it is Pawan, then it's very easy. It's pa, drop of those stop, pa, not p, but pa. Next ringtone, wa. Next ringtone, n, pa, wa, n, pa, wa, n. Of course, we don't need pauses in between these movements, and it goes Pawan, Pawan. It's never 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 no, pa, wa, na. Did you understand me? You don't speak in ringtones. That's the biggest problem. And until you learn ringtone words, standard ringtone words, until you build your vocabulary for oral words, you will be struggling. I am so sorry to tell you this. You will be stuttering. You will be struggling because you attempt to speak as if you had not a music player here. This is a musical instrument, a music player. You attempt to use your usta music player as if it was a printer. This is not a printer. This is a music player. That's all. That's the problem. Okay? So guys, are there any more questions? Because I've been live over an hour. I guess it's time for me to hang up already. But next weekend, if I don't have a student, then we are going to discuss another speech tool. You tell me which tool you want to discuss. And if you still do not know what the tools are, I'm going to remind to you what are speech tools. There's so many different rules. In my book, Awaken from Stuttering, I have talked about the main 4 tools, the main 4. But of course, there are many, many more of them. It depends what tool you're not using correctly and what tool you you don't have. Like, for example, one of the tools is oral word. The word for speaking. That's what you need. I call it Usta's word. It's the tool. And if you don't have it right here, if your tool is not set up for saying pawan instead of pawan, right? If you don't know how to say the word pawan without any tension, without any difficulties, just automatically resonated with the melody of the name of your name, Pawan. It's kind of a song, Pawan. If you don't know how it sounds, like for example, for me, I'm not sure how your name sounds, right? Pawan. It could be Pawan, could be Pawan, could be Pawan. I don't know. I don't speak your language. I see only letters, and I can only guess how to say your name. This is why I may be stumbling when I attempt to say your name. But the moment you say the word and I'm watching you, I see how you're saying it. I listen. These are all tools, all tools. Okay? So the moment I see how you are using your speech tools, I will immediately imitate. And some days I even have fun with my students of the 3-day class when I ask them, you see, you can say any word now with ease, with confidence, because you know how your usta works. Here, I'm going to give you the Russian word. Watch me saying this Russian word and imitate me exactly. And guess what? They laugh when they imitate the Russian word most of the time as if they were Russians. It sounds pretty accurate because I tell them what to do, how people imitate, where to put their attention, what to imitate. And it works easily. Okay, so I love you. Okay, let me see. Show. Here is Asasla. See, I don't again know how your name sounds. Asasla. That's what I see. A-sa-sla. A-sa-sla. You see how my usta drops. A-sa-sla. Asasla. Asasla. It's not as. You see, the moment you say as, you will stumble 100%. Okay? I love you, Anna, when I see you, Stutter gone away. Okay? But I promise I am not a magician. I just love speaking. And whenever I talk to people, I hear them misusing their natural God-given speech tools. I hear them. And sometimes people even get scared of me. I talk on the phone with people and I go like, do you see what you just did? You made a mistake. Did you see? You just repeated word. You see? And they begin kind of explaining to me, oh, I'm just trying to put it together neatly. I have a hard time formulating my phrases, my sentences. I'm like, that's your problem. Normal people never formulate sentences and phrases. Normal people speak one word at a time. One word at a time. But it's again about using the usta. Not usta. Usta's word. Before you use usta's word that is in the memory of your usta. Before that, you need to use what? The silent moment. And it's funny when people say, should I take a pause? No, you don't need to take it. It exists initially. Initially. Silence is there. Watch me. Can you hear the silence? Can you hear it? I don't take it. I just use it as a tool. It's a tool. It exists initially. And during this silent moment, what is it that I do? I choose the speech subject that I want to name with my usta. My usta does it. But we will talk about it maybe next week. I will begin talking one speech tool at a time. If you're interested, bring more viewers, bring other people who stutter. They need to learn the truth. Stop going to systemic scientists, systemic. They don't know what they're talking about. I am so sorry. You see that I am able to answer each and every question about speech and stuttering. Even the one that is really, really confused, because people, when they go to systemic books, they read books, they watch recommendations of the system, they really get confused. Okay? So anyway, see you next week, Sunday. I think Sunday is a good day. Yeah, I'm going to do it once a week if I don't have a student. If you don't see me on Sunday's live stream, understand I am simply busy teaching students. Lots of love to you, my friends, and hope to see you next week. Bye-bye.